Tickets paid for the whole seat, but you only need the
What was that? Well, that was a short podcast. I think he's dead.
Dang it! I can do that for up to a minute, but unfortunately, my stomach has a burger in it. And I didn't get enough oxygen ahead of time. Hi, everybody.
That was weird.
But I held it for a long time there. 42 seconds. I was going for a minute, but unfortunately, we only made it to 42 seconds. Oh, hold on. I need to go charge this. Distract him for a second.
What? So, I was watching a video. I think it was one of Quentin Review's videos. And he was talking about The Rise of Skywalker. And he pointed out something that's, like, hilariously obvious in hindsight. But I can't believe, like, I never noticed it before. So basically, the whole story of Palpatine's return is the exact same plot as Harry Potter. It's like Palpatine realized that, like, Rey existed and was a threat to him and could kill him, so he tried to kill Rey, and then Rey's family put her in hiding in a really crappy place. And then after Palpatine was supposedly destroyed, his secret followers began working to bring him back to life. And then that's when Rise of Skywalker happens. And it's like, wow.
But you're forgetting the part where he painstakingly transcribed the instructions to his secret planet on a knife. That lines up with mountains that points to the Death Star for some reason.
Yeah, who did make that knife? Is that ever established?
I don't remember. It was the knife of a Sith assassin. So presumably Palpatine made the knife.
It's dumb as... I don't get it, because it's like, that knife would have had to have been made somewhere between episode 6 and episode, like, presumably before episode 9.
I don't know.
But there's only, like, how many years? That's like 30 years, right? 40?
So 30 years.
30 years, which that's a long time for... that's a while, but it was supposed to be like...
Nothing about that movie makes any sense.
Well, I know, it's like it was said to be like an ancient Sith artifact, but it's like...
An ancient Sith artifact that was made 5 years ago.
Yeah. 5 years ago and just hidden here. Because wasn't it hidden on Tatooine or something? Well, no, it wasn't Tatooine. Yeah, it was Sand Planet number 3, right?
Oh, right, yeah. It was Sand Planet in a quicksand next to the ship of the guy, and Luke apparently could never find it, but he did find the ship, and it's like, are you kidding?
Yeah, I honestly don't even remember.
But then the knife, you pull out a compass, and then C-3PO's like, oh, I can read it, but I can't tell you what it says. Oh, you'll have to erase my memory. Oh, I'm dying now with people I don't know. Oh, good thing R2-D2 had a copy of my backup.
That was the whole C-3PO tangent was just a waste of time. I mean, the entire movie was, but that part especially
was a waste of time.
Yeah, the whole movie was a waste of time, but that part especially, it's like we accomplished nothing. You would have had the same end goal if you had him just read the damn knife to begin with. We would have saved 20 minutes and a detour to the Captain's Medallion land.
Yeah, Smuggler Town. No, here's the thing though. They do this in the movie multiple times. Chewbacca's dead. No, he's not. C-3PO's dead. No, he's not. A couple other characters.
Yeah.
Who else does it? There's at least like one or two more.
I can't remember.
And then it's like, we're gonna get shot. I'm the spy. He's here. He's dead now.
I mean, they did with Kylo Ren. Like, I think they did a fake out death with him, but then they killed him for real. So I don't know if that counts.
Oh, I've been stabbed. Oh no, force healing's a thing. If only Anakin had known that. That would have saved a lot of trouble. Then he wouldn't have needed the dark side. If did you die?
What? Oh, no, sorry, I gotta...
Force healing is a thing. Why does Palpatine even need the cloning thing? Why can't he just continuously heal himself forever?
I don't know, I guess it just doesn't work like that.
Then how does it work?
Not like that. I don't know.
It's like if you can't just whip out force healing. The only reason force healing exists is because they made video games and they're like, how do you recover health? Just force healing. That's why it exists.
Yeah, no,
It
I mean
doesn't work in any other context.
It totally made sense there. I mean, I guess and force healing is something that totally makes sense existing in the Star Wars universe. But
it would make sense if like
it needs to be handled
Yoda
properly.
knew how to do it,
Well, yeah, it's
but
like-
instead freaking Rey just rips it right out of nowhere.
Actually, I'm going to throw up a spoiler tag because I'm going to talk about Mandalorian for a second.
Which
And that's
season?
The first season.
Well, I don't know. See, here's the thing. Mandalorian has now tied into the sequel trilogy, which puts it under the umbrella of
Sort
no
of.
sequel spoilers.
I don't know. I'd still say there's still technically time for them to divert away from the sequel trilogies.
There is not time. They have firmly established, and apparently season 3, they're going to have the Praetorian Guards show up.
I don't know.
The red guys.
Sure. Anyways,
The red not Death
I don't know.
Eaters.
The first season, I don't know. The Mandalorian was still a pretty good show. So I don't think this
It
guy
was.
Oh my god. I don't see. We've already discussed. I don't share your view on that. Just because it eventually is going to connect to the Rise of Skywalker doesn't mean it can't be a good show on its own, taken separately. I don't know. The people that are working on The Mandalorian aren't the same people that worked on the Rise of Skywalker. They're probably under some contract from Disney that says they can't contradict the canon, but they're going to make the best story they can with what they've got.
If they couldn't contradict the canon, that'd be easy enough to do. They don't have to actively build onto it.
I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Bottom line for me, though, is that as long as The Mandalorian keeps being a good show, I'll keep watching it.
It's only going to have one more season.
Well, I'll probably watch the season then.
I'll probably watch it because I want to know how it ends, but I'm not excited for it anymore.
I mean, I'm not really excited either. After how Book of Boba Fett came out, I'm really not. I don't have high hopes for season 3. Although the Mandalorian parts of Book of Boba Fett were the only parts that were sort of good. They still had issues, but they were.
I mean,
there's a
problem. There's a problem when the best parts of your show are the parts that don't involve the main character of your show.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It didn't want to be Book of Boba Fett. It just wanted to be the Mandalorian season 2.5.
Yeah, we had a few extra episodes and we needed somewhere to put them, so we're just gonna put them in Boba Fett.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see if they do that with Ahsoka and Obi-Wan too. Obi-Wan.
I'm not even excited for Obi-Wan.
I
I have no hope for that show.
Why is it? Did something come out?
It's just
dumb. Just because it's modern Star Wars.
It's just dumb.
It's
like
dumb?
I'm looking at it and there's just nothing about it that interests me. It's like, I don't even think we need a story about Obi-Wan. He's literally the most explored character in the entirety of Star Wars. So like, it already seems like we don't need the story. And then when you look at the trailer, it doesn't look like Star Wars because like Rogue One looked like Star Wars. Newer Star Wars doesn't try to look like Star Wars. Like Star Wars should look like it's in the 70s. But because that's when that's just the aesthetic of that universe. But like they started modernizing it and the Inquisitors, well, whether or not how you feel about them, but they got the look of the Grand Inquisitor completely wrong. And it's like, oh, well, we're just changing from animated to live action. So obviously there's going to be differences. And I agree with that. But it's the fact that guy's alien species, we've seen it in Star Wars in episode 3, and it doesn't look like that. So they've already got his look wrong, and they're tying in the Inquisitors. And I don't even know how the hell Darth Vader fits into this because canon dictates that he and Obi-Wan do not meet or even learn that the Obi-Wan is alive until episode 4. So how is Darth Vader going to even tie into the show at all in any meaningful capacity?
I don't know. I'm just excited. I don't know. I'm just excited about Ewan McGregor. I'm a fanboy. It's fine.
A good actor can't save a bad movie, but they can make it slightly better.
I'm sure he'll at least be great.
He will be fine, probably.
Yes, I'll watch it for him. I'll watch it for Ewan McGregor. If the rest of the show is terrible, at least so be Ewan McGregor. But I don't know. I'm not giving up on that one yet.
The only Star Wars thing that I'm excited for is Bad Batch Season 2, and only because it's basically just an extension of Clone Wars, and it's far enough in the past that it doesn't have all the modern Star Wars trappings yet. It's just a classic prequel era story.
Well, we'll see.
Well,
anyways,
we won't. That's where it's set.
Anyways, this is a big tangent. I was gonna throw up.
Yeah, what was your spoiler thing?
Oh yeah, so I was gonna throw up the spoiler tag because I was gonna say I think the Mandalorian is not part of the Rise of Skywalker clause because the Mandalorian on its own is still a good show, and I want to respect people that want it not spoiled for them, even though they've probably seen it by now. So I'm throwing a spoiler tag for Mandalorian Season 1. We were talking about force healing, and I was going to say that, you can put force healing in the movies. You just have to handle it right. And I was going to give an example. Mandalorian Season 1 with Grogu, that handled it really well. They made it seem mysterious. They made it so it was like it was clearly special that he was able to do that. Like, that's not something, they made it seem like that's not something that every Jedi can do, which I guess
yeah,
maybe.
but he's a Yoda, so
Yeah, exactly.
that checks out.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
also, remember when they released that? They released it like so that it would try to make the movie make more sense. They were going for some synergy there.
I feel like it actually came out, I think that actually came out just before Rise of Skywalker did.
Maybe
I don't know.
remember.
All it did for
Bottom
me,
line,
I mean, yeah, maybe they were going for some synergy, but all it did for me there was show just how badly it was handled in Rise of Skywalker. Because in Mandalorian, here's force healing handled well. Rise of Skywalker, here it is just thrown in like, another sticky note on the tack board.
and then he dies, and then she heals him, and they kiss or whatever.
Wait, hold on. I got to take spoiler tag down. We're talking Rise of Skywalker again. All right, repeat that part, but with excruciating detail. Who dies and who kisses who?
Kylo, I don't even remember how Kylo Ren dies. Why does he die?
Oh, wait, no. Rey dies because she, I think from Palpatine's lightning storm or something.
Hey, if she just killed him, but apparently he can just body hop forever, wouldn't that have just
Well, that was my question. It was like they made it clear. It's like if you kill me, I will enter your body. So
by the way, doesn't make sense at all if you compare it to any Star Wars lore, because if it was that easy, then why was he having?
Well, it's
the whole thing with the Sith is that they're trying to stay alive at all costs. So if it was that easy, then why was he worrying about it?
Well, I guess the idea was that her killing him would be out of
And then remember Luke, when he was talking to Luke, that was also what he was trying to do now. Remember, that's canon. He was trying to get Luke to kill him so he could take over Luke's body.
Yeah. Well, wait, what?
They
retconned I'm gonna ignore
after
that.
The movie came out, they were like, "Oh yeah, that's what Palpatine was doing back in Return of the Jedi."
Yeah, no, I refuse that. I deny that entirely.
But I deny the sequels.
It was what I was saying. I guess what they were going for in Rise of Skywalker, though. Sorry, I got sidetracked again. Was basically her killing him would be her doing it out of hatred, which would be her giving into the dark side or something, and that would give him the window he needed to body hop into her, which made no sense. It is stupid. But then what makes even less sense is that she does just outright kill him. Sure, she did it by deflecting his own lightning back at him.
If only Yoda had 2 lightsabers, then we could have avoided all of this.
I don't know. I mean, I will say,
Mace Windu couldn't stop him. He only had 1 lightsaber. Yoda couldn't stop him. But Rey, she had 2 lightsabers. That's all you need, it turns out.
Yeah, but no, then
he destroys an entire fleet with lightning, and then I get 2 lightsabers. I'm all the Jedi now.
But yeah, and then she dies from that because all that lightning probably hurt quite a bit.
They share a platonic on the lips kiss.
It's
a very platonic kiss. Remember, they said so after the movie came out.
What, they did?
Yeah, no, they said it was a platonic kiss.
Are they
It's
high?
Not romantic at all.
I hadn't even heard that, but I don't see how you make that.
You didn't hear that one too?
I thought you just meant because there was obviously no chemistry there. It's
no, they literally said after the fact that it was a platonic kiss.
Okay, well, I will say this: if there ever was a platonic kiss, it probably looks a lot like that. But
no, there's no such thing as a platonic on the lips kiss.
I know it was a joke, but no, what I'm saying is that if that was such a thing, it probably would look a lot like that kiss because it was awful.
Yeah, and also it came out of nowhere. They weren't a thing. Which, by the way, the main Force thing in the sequel trilogies is the dyad, which doesn't even get a name until the very end of the 3rd movie.
I don't know.
He's just like, oh, it's a dyad. That can restore my power with that. And it's like, what? I mean, I thought the mind, the teleconferencing across the stars, I thought that was just a standard Force ability, like Luke and Vader did it once. It's like, oh, that makes sense. Then they just start teleporting stuff, and it's like, wait a minute, how does that happen? And then it's like, oh, they're a dyad. It's like, what the hell is a dyad? We haven't actually established this. We just keep adding on new abilities.
Yeah, that was the part. I don't know. I actually kind of liked the whole matter transportation part. That seemed. They did some interesting stuff with that, so that was one thing I thought was actually kind of cool, and I don't know, I thought it was a little bit cool. The idea of it was cool, but then once they
never explain it.
I mean, it's the Force. What's there to explain? But then once they started throwing around words like dyad and expect us just to know what they're talking about, it's like, no, I didn't read the 25 novels that take place that explain what you refuse to in this movie.
No,
So
I didn't see the hastily drawn napkin drawing that proves that Palpatine was planned from the very beginning. Did you see that sketch?
I did, yeah. It
They were
was.
like, "Oh, you see this? He was planned all along." It's like, no, he wasn't. He was clearly not planned. Right, we all know J.J. Abrams doesn't plan anything ahead of time. He just comes up with cool ideas, and then he leaves to go make another TV show, and a crew but left behind has to figure it out. That's what J.J. Abrams does. And then Rian Johnson was like, "Here's my ideas," and then everyone's like, "These ideas suck." And then J.J. Abrams came back. And he's like, "Well, actually, though, Palpatine was here the whole time. Why did Snoke want to kill Rey? Who can say?"
You know, one of my favorite moments I think that like came out of the sequel trilogy was that like on Twitter then like
They fly now.
no, that screw that shit. No.
They fly now.
Oh god. No,
We don't win the war by killing what we hate. We sacrifice what we wait.
we don't
We
win
save
the war
what we
by
love.
yes.
Something like that.
Well, he could have saved a whole lot of people if you hadn't just
Yeah, I know.
if you hadn't just
It's
stopped him.
stupid. It's stupid.
That would have been a really good that would have been like a good close to his arc. Like he went
No, well,
I mean,
no, it wouldn't have. It would have been a better close to his arc.
yeah. Because he
'Cause,
didn't get his arc didn't get a close as
He
it
had
is
an
now.
arc in the first movie, and then the other two movies, he's relegated to comedy relief, and then by the third movie, it's literally just degenerated into him screaming Rey. Wait, hold on. You're.
What? What? Why are you doing that?
I'm making sure my headphones aren't deafening me.
I think you would know.
Yeah, I guess I would. It's hard to tell.
But yeah,
And then Lando's daughter is there, and then he shows up, but it's not
she's
really
not his
established.
actual daughter.
No, she is.
She is? What?
Yeah, she was taken by the First Order, and then apparently it's explained in the art book that came out after the movie, or
I
something.
thought it was just kind of going to become like an adopted father-daughter situation.
No. I guess they're hinting that it's actually his daughter. Or
I didn't
like
pick
that.
up on that at all.
No, you wouldn't, because in the movie it's just weird and off-putting. And then
Lando,
you gotta love.
Why would
Okay,
Lando even have a
you
daughter?
remember Spider-Man? Here, this is not a spoiler. You remember how in Spider-Man No Way Home they had him say like, I'm something of a scientist myself.
Yeah.
Because, that was a meme, and, that's just what people wanted to see, and they made it work. This is the freaking Chewie's medal scene. Because that was a meme, but it's like, oh, here's the medal. It's like, oh, look, he got his medal. And it's like, oh, it's actually Han's medal because Han is dead and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, what in the...
No, it's like, okay, you almost had something there. It wasn't.
No,
wouldn't
they
have been,
didn't.
I mean, it wouldn't have been good, but it would have been something. But then they even took that
even
away.
even if it was Chewie's medal, why is she giving it to him then, 30 years later? It doesn't... It doesn't make sense. It's clearly there because that's something the fans always say, so we got to put it in.
Yeah.
But, it doesn't fit.
Oh, yeah, the point I was gonna say though, the funny moment was that right after Rise of Skywalker came out, on the Star Wars Twitter account, they released they would do daily facts or something, and one of them was like, "Did you know that it's some fact about it's did you know that after Emperor's death, or wait, no, did you know that the Final Order was complete was made of secret Sith followers that lived on Exegol?" And that whole crap. It was some big exposition dump. And then of
where
all
they
people,
come from, it was a Sith cult that was living there this whole time with children or something.
Yeah, it's their children
and
went on to become the
built
Final
1,000
Order.
Death Stars.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what.
No materials.
That's what the tweet basically was. And then of all people, Elijah Wood responded to it and said, "No, how could we have known that? You never told us."
Why did Elijah Wood respond?
I don't know. It's beautiful.
I feel like Elijah Wood could be Spider-Man.
Yeah, he'd be a good Spider-Man, actually. That's a good point. Also, apparently, if you go on the Wikipedia page for Elijah Wood, it lists him as being known as his role as the guy in Spy Kids 3 before being known as Frodo.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, go look up. I'm going to look it up right now and confirm if this is true.
Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood.
What? Why is that the first thing?
It's
usually you list the most notable thing,
for
not
the
the
meme.
first thing.
Let's see,
He's
is
best
it
known
true?
first portrait. Okay, no. Frodo is first now.
Oh, okay, so they must have changed it. But yeah, there was one point where it says best known for his role as the guy in Spy Kids 3 and then Frodo. Which,
Nice.
just for the memes.
I know Elijah Wood from Frodo, Over the Garden Wall, and Red versus Blue.
He was in Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
Huh.
he played Sigma in
Oh,
season 10.
that explains why I didn't see
Oh
it.
yeah, and he also plays saxophone the Yeti in Summer Camp Island.
Oh, great. All right, well, we're 20 minutes in. We haven't even
Oh, are
actually.
we?
Are we ever going to get to this actual topic?
Oh, hi, I'm Mingus, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I'm Futterman. But yeah, so last week we had a topic picked
Remember how
out.
we were going to talk about toys, but then we got really sidetracked like immediately?
Yeah,
And then the same thing happened again today?
So should we even try to talk about toys now, or should we just keep going on Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, I guess we could talk about toys.
You don't sound like you want to. Your heart's not in it, laddie.
What?
I don't know. Is your heart in it? Are you gonna talk? Are we gonna have a good talk about toys?
You gotta get it going. You gotta stoke the fire.
All right. I had Star Wars toys as a kid, and that's a segue. We're talking
Oh,
toys
I had
now.
some of those. I
My
had an
favorite
AT&T that I got at a DV at a yard sale.
Oh, that's cool. I had an X-wing that I got at a garage sale that had no cockpit, and like the gun parts were gone from the wings, so it like was a very stripped down X-wing, but it was cool. I also had a pristine condition
hold on,
Obi-Wan
my turn.
Starfighter. Oh yeah, go
You
ahead.
gotta go back and forth. I had a Lego TIE Interceptor back when they used actual Lego pieces and not custom pieces in every single set.
Oh, well, I have a Lego A-wing on my shelf and a Lego X-wing, and they're both from that era. You know, I don't think that's as much of an issue
have
as
a
you think
toy
it is.
Sarlacc and a Rancor.
I was gonna say, I don't think that's as much of an issue as you say it is about Lego. You say that like all the modern sets have like specialized pieces, so they're not really as Lego-y.
It's kind of a cheat, okay?
Well, it's not. I don't.
Because originally it was Legos, and then they were like, "Hey guys, what if we did specific brands in Legos?" And so
Yeah.
they're like, "Okay, how can we approximate these things with our Legos?" So it's like, yes, they're better sets; they look more like the things, but you're kind of missing the point of making it out of Lego if you make custom pieces for every single thing. Because
Well-
then it's like you can't really build this. Then it's just its own thing.
Well, here's what I'll say. I think the old sets definitely had their charm, but the newer ones I think are actually a lot better. I like the more complex looks. They're a lot more fun to build too. And also, so on my shelf currently, just looking there, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I have 3 relatively new Star Wars Lego sets. One of them is I have the Razor Crest, I have the Imperial Shuttle, and then I have Slave One. I refuse to
You
call.
mean Boba Fett
No,
Starship?
it's Slave One.
You mean Fire Spray or whatever they're calling
Well,
it
okay,
now?
so the fire spray thing, that's actually accurate. It's always been a fire spray class gunship, but its name is Slave One. So for them to now
Actually, though, its name is Boba Fett Starship.
yeah, you can just piss right off with that.
Because Disney was like, we don't want the word slave.
well, then slaves exist in Star Wars.
Slaves also exist in the real world.
Yeah, that too. It's like whitewashing our history is enough, but do we really need to go so far as to whitewash the history of Star Wars?
Yeah, well, that's the new thing. They're like, oh, these Dungeons and Dragons characters are racist because they look like they're coded towards a specific, and it's like, what? Well, you see, they have traits that are emblematic of a specific race, so therefore it's racist. It's like, so what you're saying is that you looked at them and decided that stereotypically they must represent a race.
It's like,
Isn't
are you
that more
sure you're
racist
not?
to you?
Yes, you're not the racist. Hey, this orc
Yeah,
looks a lot
exactly.
like this ethnicity.
It's so effing stupid.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, looking at those sets, I think the only custom piece in all of them is like the cockpit piece of the Razor Crest, and I'm not even positive that that's a custom piece. That could have appeared. I mean, it's custom printed,
Well, no,
but
it's just that they're not made of You look at older Star Wars Lego sets; they're a lot blockier because they're made
They
of
are.
like the standard Legos.
Well,
But
they're
then
made
like they're
of,
like everything is slanty pieces and curvy pieces, and it's like you couldn't build anything other than the ship.
no, you absolutely could. All the pieces that appear in those sets like have appeared in other sets before too, and you can use those pieces to build a lot of things. It's just there's a lot more complex pieces now. Lego has just expanded out a lot from just the regular blocks.
I just feel like it's cheating.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's still fun. I don't know. It's different. I like modern. I like parts of modern Lego. I like how they look. I don't like the price tag, and I don't like how. Yeah, I don't like how the sets are getting smaller, but the price tags are getting bigger.
That's inflation for you.
Yeah, well, say I had the Lego Star Destroyer. That was like probably one of the coolest Christmas presents I ever got. Was I got the Lego Star Destroyer back in like the early 2000s. It was a $100 set at the time, and Nowadays, I think a Lego Star Destroyer will get run for like 130, and I don't even know if it's the same number of pieces. It might be a smaller set. But well, I guess let's say this: the Lego Star Destroyer I had was probably a good 2 feet long, roughly 18 inches at least. It was a really big. Oh wait, no, it was like probably at least maybe over 2 feet long. It was a solid, good sized set. The Razor Crest over on my shelf was a $130 set, which was also a gift, and yeah, it's about it's under a foot long. So yeah,
You
that's
know,
like
one day I would like to own the Lego Death Star.
oh yeah, the one that was $400 at the time. I think now it's like over
Yeah.
600.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's the thing too is that people have calculated it. The price of Lego is far past like the increase in Lego prices is far past just accounted for by inflation. Like it's the prices have gone up beyond just inflation. They've just been price gouging, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that's
It's
no,
just
we're
so
not price gouging.
stupid.
But,
It's like, why are people willing to pay this money?
well, I mean, because Legos are still, they're one of a kind for the most part. You can buy knockoffs, but I know a lot of people have actually taken to just buying Chinese knockoffs online. Like there'll be like Chinese knockoffs of famous Lego sets. They're not as high quality. Like the bricks are lighter, as in like less like they're not as solid. And
So Mega Blocks.
I mean, I don't
They're
know.
like Mega Blocks then. I had a lot of Mega Blocks because I always had those Lego Halo sets that are actually made of Mega Blocks. The weakness of Mega Blocks is that the flat pieces do not stick as well.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So like you have to,
Yeah.
they just don't work as well.
Yeah, let me say none of mine. I had a few Mega Block sets, and they always just fell apart.
Okay.
Oh yeah. What?
Can you find me the Lego Yoda death sound and just put that into the podcast?
I mean, probably. Yeah, probably.
It'll yeah, do that really quick while I stall them.
Um.
Okay, so let's see. Lego Yoda. Have you guys seen the Lego Yoda statue? They have a new one that actually looks like Yoda, and then they have the old one that's just straight up a lump in the shape of Yoda. It's a marked difference between the two.
All
My
right.
dad has one of them.
Oh yeah, I've actually got the Grogu one, which is
That's not Yoda.
no, I know, but it's actually pretty cute. It was a Christmas present for me and my wife, and we built it together, and it was actually very.
Did you-
Huh?
Did you find the sound?
Yes, I did. I'm gonna play it right now.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Good. Anyways, so Christmas present with your wife.
Yeah, it was Grogu. He's very cute, actually. They did a good job of making him cute. Like, you'd think he'd be creepy. I mean, he maybe is a little bit, but they did a pretty good job with him. The ears move, the mouth opens, so you can make some expressions. I think his eyebrows move, too. Not the eyebrows. But, yeah, pretty cool. I don't know.
You know, I think I look at these things, it just makes me sad.
What, the Legos?
Because it's not the Legos that people have now are not the Legos I grew up with.
Yeah, I mean, modern Legos
They're
still
just
have their
getting
merit,
worse.
though.
They're just getting worse. Do video games count as toys?
I would argue maybe, but I feel like for
Maybe.
the sake of this podcast, maybe we should say no because we've already filled an episode with video games, and we could probably do it again if we went on that tangent.
Oh no, I know. I'm just like, does that count as a toy? Like, if you own a video game, is that a toy, or is it
I'm
just its own category?
gonna say it's its own category. I'd say there was a time when they were kind of treated the same. But I feel like we've gone
Rob
past
is
that.
definitely a toy.
Yeah, no, that was actually the whole thing. Was like NES at the time, like it was marketed more as a toy than like a video game console wasn't really a thing. Like video games at the time were seen as just these fancy toys.
Yeah.
And so,
well, I
you know.
mean, okay, I think that's kind of the hilarious thing is that I've realized that as nerd culture has become the mainstream and kind of done a complete flip. It's funny that like it's like to play people when they're adults, it's like they still want to play with toys, but you're not allowed to play with toys unless you spend a lot of money on it. So they keep making toys and they stop being, they're like, oh, they're collector's items now. I spent $500 on it because I'm an adult. And it's like, what is,
It's catch-22.
it's so stupid. Just play with toys if you want to play with toys.
Oh yeah, so we were talking about our Star Wars toys though. I
I have the attack. Okay, have you seen the Tactics Jabba the Hutt?
I have not actually.
Look up a picture right now of the Tactics Jabba the Hutt. I have one. I found it at the pawn shop. But like, just take a look at that for a
How do you
second.
spell a tactics?
It's spelled ATTAC Tix TIX.
Okay, tactics Jabba.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Ew. Ew. Ew.
Because it shoots the balls at the other guys to knock them over.
Oh God, yeah, I'm gonna actually put a.
Unfortunately, what I had it didn't come with the balls. It's just the figure, but it's like, you know what? This is something I was searching for as a child for years. So I'm taking it. What I can get.
You know, I'm gonna put a picture of this on the. I gotta put. A
You're
picture,
gonna put the picture up.
I gotta put this picture up.
I still have to go fix the thumbnails for 2 of the episodes.
Why is that?
It's like I wanted all of them to have the same placeholder podcast thumbnail, but it auto generates. And so on one episode, there's a picture of the Bones of the Coast thing. I might leave that one the same, but on the one I just posted, the things at the early beginning are the spoilers podcast thumbnail, and it's like, oh, I don't want that. So now I have to upload it myself because it's not letting it generate as an auto one.
Yeah, if you just upload a picture of the banner, you can tell it to use that as the. Like you can, you
Yeah.
don't have to use one of the auto-generated ones.
I have to fix it at some point. I'll get to it eventually. It's not like it's the hugest deal. I just don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know, but
You got the picture of the Jabba?
yes, I do.
Anyways, there it is.
There it is. I'm gonna make it bigger. Whoop. There we go. Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You see, you load the balls into the back, and it shoots them at the other figures.
Which, of all the ways to make Jabba attack, like really?
Well, I don't know. I mean, did you see, like, okay, so there's characters with the lightsabers, and there's characters with the gun, and the gun is always like an absurdly large gun because like you have to, you need it to be big enough to have an actual missile launcher for the game to work.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, okay, fine, but like some of the characters, their weapon is force push.
Oh wait.
Have an absurdly large arm.
Oh my God! I see. Yeah, there's a picture. I see Luke here with his.
Yeah,
that's terrifying.
That's the one I was thinking of first. Actually, the Luke Skywalker, the force push ones are so broken because like it's like the widest projectile. You're basically guaranteed a hit if you use that thing.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I ever.
Luke Skywalker picture.
Let me find it. You know, I don't think I ever actually
find
played this
one that
game
has
with
a
you.
picture of the projectile so you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so guys, you ever have those little like like the little think back to like a Happy Meal like launcher thing, like those kind of missiles? Those are most of the projectiles. Take a look at the Luke Skywalker projectile. It should be there in a second. I don't know if it is.
I'm struggling to find a picture I can actually download. Here we go.
It was like the first picture I found.
Yeah, well, that one, like when I tried to download that picture though, the first one I found doesn't have the projectile. The first one that had the projectile wasn't actually like an image file I could download for some reason.
Oh.
It was a web page file.
I
found one.
Yeah, I had the ATRT. That one was awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I ever played this game with you, so I know you had it.
I still have them technically.
I think you brought it to school one time, didn't you? When we had like one of our game days.
Yes, I did.
I remember that not
absolutely
going
did that.
super well though for some reason. I don't remember exactly what happened.
Well, if I had to guess, it's because my personality in elementary school tended to repel others.
There's Luke. That's
you see.
cursed.
So first of all, the arm is ridiculous, but second of all, look at how wide that projectile is.
It looks
if
like a
you launch
mouth.
that at anyone, yeah, because it's force push wind.
Yeah, it looks
But,
like a
like,
mouth though.
If you shoot that at somebody, it's almost impossible to not knock over another figure with that thing. It's like if you use one of these guys, it's almost broken. No, the most broken one of all though was the drop ship, because so you see how this game works, right?
I mean, yeah, they have like a little wheel on the bottom that clicks, right?
Mhm.
And that like tells you how many spaces they can move.
Yeah, you move however many clicks, and then the guys with lightsabers or melee weapons, you like pull them back, and then you hit it into guys to knock them over.
Yeah,
and if they have a projectile, you shoot them. But the drop ship, has a string on it, so you hold the base and then you detach it from its base and you can move the length of the string, and it has a little claw thing, so you can literally just go over, grab someone's figure and just hurl it off the table, and that counts as being knocked over.
Oh my gosh.
It's the most broken thing in
That's-
the entire game.
It's clear this game wasn't made with like competition in mind. They didn't make any effort to balance it. I don't know.
I think it was made made
kids.
in gimmicky.
Oh yeah, it's gimmicky. It's for kids. It's not supposed to be a competitive, like tabletop
Wait,
game.
there were Halo tactics? Is this real?
What?
That can't be
What?
right.
But yeah, for Star Wars toys though, I had the what did I have?
So we're just doing Star Wars toys then.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get on to others, but
I had Transformers tactics too. I always wanted the Galvatron, but I could never find it.
Oh yeah, that was the whole thing. Is it was Star Wars versus Transformers, right? That was like the marketing they took, right?
No, I don't think so. Maybe at some point.
That was like I don't know. I know I saw at least
they
one
were separate
commercial.
sub brands.
Yeah, no, I know, but oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, the tactics battle game. Oh wait, never mind. That's just Star Wars. I don't know. I remember seeing like at least one commercial that marketed as Yeah, here we go. Intergalactic Showdown. It comes with Star Wars and Transformers. You get Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. At least I think that's Megatron.
Megatron.
Yeah, so they totally did. They totally did lean on that for marketing.
Okay, how do I type in? What was the thing I was just thinking about?
Yeah, but
Galvatron tactics. Show it to me.
Yeah, but I
Show
think we have
me the fool.
I'm pretty sure we have one specific toy in mind that was a big inspiration for doing this episode.
Do we?
Yeah, well, it's another tabletop kind of game.
Stretch screamers.
No, we're not gonna. We are not going to talk about those.
Didn't we already on the last episode?
No, I think that was off camera.
Was that off camera?
Pretty
Dang
sure.
it. Okay, fine. If we didn't talk about it, long story short,
Oh, no,
these
it wasn't.
weird toys
That
where you
might have actually
stretch on
been in
them,
the episode. Now I think about
where
it.
you stretch on them and they scream, and I don't understand why it was ever a toy, because it's like, huh?
What I understand even
That's
less is why you
sadistic.
wanted one.
I don't remember. I was because I had the tiny one from the Happy Meal, and there was the bigger one, so clearly I need to get that. That was the logic.
It's like I don't really know what's in Happy Meals anymore, but
Look at this.
even in the time I was buying Happy Meals, I noticed a decline in the quality of those toys.
Oh my gosh. A tactics game tournament, So there were tournaments for tactics.
Yeah, but how old were the participants? Probably
I don't know,
12
but
at the most.
I found a silver Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
It's not real silver, probably.
Yeah, probably not. Oh, hey, we're at the 37-minute mark, actually.
Let me tell you something here.
Yeah.
My dad, he still has the Darth Vader tactics in the truck that he kept in the truck. It's still there. The lightsaber is pitch black, and the ankles are super bendy because of all the time it's been in the sun.
All right, should we go ahead and take our ad break?
You remember the Duck Derby
I do not remember the Duck
from
Derby.
Kids Club?
Yeah, no, I do kind of remember that now that I think about it.
Yes. So, the Duck Derby. You race your ducks down. We found at one point a duck that had been stuck in the creek for years. One of the missing ducks. It was just tangled in some bushes, and the administrator at the time, who neither of us liked because she sucked. But she was just gonna throw it away. She's like, "You can't even read the number." It's like, you could, because it was permanently stained. Dad has that truck. We call that the Lucky Duck. It's in the truck too.
Huh. Wait, so what do you mean they wouldn't count it?
She just we found it and we were like, oh, we can use it. It was like, no, we have to throw it away. You can't even read the number. You could read the number. She was just lame.
Yeah, it's a small
But
thing.
we saved it and we still have it.
Yeah. All right, should we take our ad break now?
Let me tell you about another one.
Our ad break.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Apparently, between the
Life is good.
beginning and end of the ad break, Mingus lost his will to live.
That implies that I had it.
Dang,
It
that got
implies that I
dark.
had it to begin with.
Let's talk about toys. So yeah, I had the General Grievous. He came with 4 lightsabers. If you push down his head, he would swing his arms. It was the coolest toy I ever owned.
I'm sorry, wait, what now?
It was a General Grievous.
Oh, the General Grievous.
Yeah, he had the 4 arms.
I have your
yeah.
old General Grievous. Apparently, you didn't have room for it, but it seems like you have room for it.
Oh, now I do, but yeah, no, you can still keep that. But no, that was the Lego General Grievous though. I mean, I had an actual General Grievous action figure.
With the Bionicles General Grievous.
Yeah, it was like they did a line of like Star Wars Constraction, I guess is the name. The Constraction figure is like the name they came up for that kind of line. It's kind of the same thing as Bionicles, where it's a buildable action figure. They did a line of those for Star Wars. General Grievous was arguably the only cool one. I have the Boba Fett one over on my shelf right now. He's also pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, General Grievous was the only one that really lent himself to being in that.
Not anymore.
Structure. What?
Not anymore.
What, Boba Fett?
He's not cool anymore.
Oh, no, I meant the figure specifically. The figure looks pretty cool. But yeah, it's like General Grievous is the only one that really lent himself to being like that. Him and like there were a couple other droid figures they did. I know they did one of like K2SO. And like those kind of lend themselves to being portrayed in that format. And so they're the coolest ones probably. The one of Jyn Erso just looks wrong.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't have a helmet.
Yeah, so it's like the stormtroopers and stuff you can kind of get away with. Anyone with a helmet and armor, it's like they kind of work more or less. But yeah, when it's like Jyn Erso, that just looks weird.
I got those Spartan guys. They look like Terminators when you take off all the armor. The magnetic Spartan dudes.
Yeah, I've seen that one. He has a golf club, right?
Yeah, my dad's old desk thing. It's a tiny golf club bag. You might have noticed that I kind of have a collection of miniature objects.
Yeah, I have noticed that. You there?
What? Oh, sorry.
It got quiet. That was weird.
People at work they've told me, and they've talked to other people. They're like, no, he's loud all the time. It's when he gets quiet that you have to be concerned. But they were meaning it more in the sense of like, oh, are you okay? If I stop talking, it means I'm not okay.
Maybe that. I don't know. Maybe that's why sometimes that's why. So you tell me sometimes I ask if you're okay when you're like totally fine, and maybe it's just because it's, I don't know, a moment when you're lost in thought.
Well, I don't know if I'm lost in thought. I'm not sure. I might be in a perpetual state of being lost in my thought.
Yeah, maybe.
Zombie hole. Oh, hey, look at that.
What'd you find?
Somebody made a custom Heroescape figure of a D&D figure that I used as a custom Heroescape figure. But unlike other people who can make the base, I just used it with the D&D base because I don't have the ability to do that.
Huh. Yeah, I gotta say.
Sometimes I look for custom Heroescape things on eBay.
Yeah, that'll be our segue into Heroescape. One of the coolest games to ever
that's
exist.
right. We were going to talk about that.
Okay, it's cool game.
Oh wait, Battle Castle. We got to talk about Battle Castle after Heroescape.
I've never played Battle Castle.
I had Battle Castle.
I'll look it up. I don't think I never played that one.
Talk about Heroescape first. It's not you don't play it. It's a thing.
What?
It's not a game.
Then what is it?
It's a toy. It's the most amazing toy ever. But we'll talk about it after Heroescape because that's pretty good too. All right, guys, Heroescape. It's a game. It's a board game. It's like Magic the Gathering if it were cool, right? There's an actual board and actual figures, and you don't just have to imagine it.
Magic the Gathering is a card game, right?
Yeah, I know, but when I've looked at Magic the Gathering, I'm like, so essentially this is just Heroescape without a board.
What? I don't see how you make that connection at all.
It's because it's exactly the same.
How is it the same? Magic, Magic
you have you make an army with a bunch of different figures, you make land cards, you move the figures, you attack, it's the same game.
That's not even remotely no, so in Magic the Gathering, like the land cards just represent your mana, and you activate them to like add mana to your mana pool, and then that determines which spells you can cast from your hand, and spells can take the form of like monsters or other stuff. Yeah, no, it's nothing like Heroescape.
It's very similar.
Not even a little bit. So Heroescape, though, it was really cool. You can build...
The Skeleton Warriors. What? Yeah, talk about it.
So you build their board. So, you can build it with anything. or not with any. You can build it to look however you want. Like it has these cool like
You have a
hexagon
bunch
shaped
of hexagon
tiles.
tiles that
They
represent
link
different
together.
land.
Yeah, they link together, and each
You've
one
got
represents different kind
grass,
of land.
stone, sand, water, shadow, snow, lava, castle, cobblestone, bridge, which is just long cobblestone, dungeon spaces, but that got added in the third master set, swamp and swamp water from the second master set, which I have 2 of each because he gave me all of his at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had the first and second master set, and then a couple of the expansions. And that was about it. You had a lot more than I did. And then, yeah, we also both kind of made a few custom figures. You made a lot more than I did. But yeah, like D&D figures were like the exact size as...
I made many.
Yeah, they were not all that balanced.
Well, they were mostly balanced.
Yeah, there were a few that were...
The ones that my dad made were more balanced than the ones that I made.
Yeah. So that was always an issue whenever we'd play, was like you would pick a bunch of your custom figures and then like they would basically just carry your entire army.
Okay, no. That's not what happened. Long before that, you just didn't like it because you were like, "Oh, it's just luck. You just roll the dice and then you win."
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, that's... I do have a lot of gripes about that game, actually. It's a really cool game and concept.
It's more
but,
to it than that.
well, I can see why it never... I don't know. It's basically way too much. If it was a video game, you would say it's way too much up to RNG, but since it's real life, it's just way too much up to, like, the... It's too much to... It's... So basically, the way you actually play the game is that you, like, build your army and you have your figures, and each figure comes with a card that tells you, like, all their stats. So, like, how far they can move, what their strength is, their defense, and then their, like, special moves that you can activate. And so, like, you'll move around, and then, like, but when it comes to attacking, the way you attack is you have these special dice that have, like, I think they have, like, 2 sides that are swords, 2 sides that are shields, and 2 sides that are blank, right? Right.
No, 1 blank, 3 skulls, 2 shields.
Right. Yeah, so basically, think of it this way. When you're rolling, so when you go to attack, like say your attack stat is 4, that means you get to roll 4 dice for your attack. So you roll 4 of those dice. Anything that comes up skull counts as 1, everything else is 0. And then like that's... So basically, every die has a 50-50 of being a skull. That determines like the strength of your attack. The person you're attacking, they check their defense stat. So if it's like a 3, you roll 3 shields, and or you roll 3 dice, and whatever comes up shield, which means you have a 2 and 6, so a 1/3 chance of every dice coming up shield, and that determines how much damage you deflect. And whatever you don't deflect,
but
goes
there's
straight
strategy
into
to
damage.
it. You know, do you know why it was less balanced? Because we didn't play it the proper way.
Yeah, no, the proper way. So yeah, that was what I was gonna say too. Is you always
The
refuse.
proper way,
You're supposed
you
to
get
use those
3. You get the order markers. You get to move 3 of your characters each round. But me and my dad, when we used to play, because it was just the 2 of us, we'd move our entire armies.
Yeah, so that was something too. Is like whenever I played with my dad, I think I actually, in hindsight, I think I had more fun playing with my dad because we actually used the order markers, which are kind of crucial to the balance of the game. So like the way it works with the order markers is there's 4 of them. I think there's one that's marked 1, 2, 3, and then an X.
Yeah.
You put those on the cards for your figures, and those determine like which ones you move in and which orders. And so like yeah, the idea is like you spin it around to show your opponent which one you're moving first, and then that's why you have the X, so you can trick your opponent into thinking you're moving a figure that you're not. I don't know if any of that makes sense, but it basically makes it so that you can only move at most 3 of your figures per turn. When I was playing with him, he thought the order markers were lame, so we would just move our entire army each turn, and that would make it so that basically he would gradually whittle down my army, and then he would get to move.
Yeah, but you could do the same thing. I had better strategy than you did.
No, I had good strategy. I just always got shafted by the dice rolls because every time, like that's
no, that's not shafted. That's just losing.
That's getting unlucky. Like I would always strategize. I would have my guys like in a strategic position where I would surround you. I would have the height advantage because you get to add an extra die if your figure is higher up than the one you're attacking. I would have all of that, and then I would roll 0.
I would outflank you.
No, you would.
Okay, look, dude,
I would roll a 0 on my attack.
You cannot act like every time I beat you, it's because you always got lame dice. At the end of the day, you just lost sometimes. You can't blame it all on bad dice. Well, sometimes you just lost.
I haven't played this game well over 10 years, so I don't remember specifically every game we played. I just remember there were several times when I just got screwed by the dice because I would play it as strategically as I could, and then it wouldn't matter
This is
because I
like
would
when
get shafted by the
this
dice
is
roll.
like when people play a game online and then they're like, "It was the controller. I had a bad controller." That's what you're doing right now. You're doing the board game version of that.
Wow, are you actually being sore about a game that we haven't played in 10 years?
No, no, you're being sore about
I'm
it.
not. No, I'm just giving my opinions on the game. I think that it's not very, like, it's fun, it's cool, but as a competitive game, it's very poorly balanced. It relies way too much on random chance because you just get, you can strategize all you want, but those dice are brutal. And like I said, when you're rolling for defense, you only have each die has a 1/3 chance. So if you only have a defense of 3, like, and you miss any of those, you're probably taking a pretty heavy hit.
Well, hold
And that
on,
happens
let
all
me
the time.
check
And then, yeah, like I said, with the turn markers really helped. I think I had more fun playing with my dad because we actually used the turn markers. So when I played with you, yeah, I would get one unlucky dice roll. I would start to lose my figures, and then basically it would progressively become you were moving more figures every round than I was, which just makes it impossible to catch up. When I'm being attacked 4 times as many times as you are per turn, it's just inevitable. But yeah, I do think, for nostalgia's sake, I think it's a fun game. I thought the whole concept of building your own board was cool. And it was a very, as far as miniatures games go, that one was like way more accessible than like Warhammer or D&D.
Also, there are HeroScape tournaments. It was a very balanced game. He just
we didn't play it balanced though. We played it with custom figures and no turn markers.
Yeah. Spoken like a true loser.
Wow.
What?
I don't know. I can't believe you're actually being this petty about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, there were 3 master sets released. They were pretty cool. First one was just kind of standard fantasy stuff, but then the second master set.
It says the setup time is 20 plus minutes and the playing time is 20 minutes to 1 hour. And it's like,
not the way we played it. We spent hours building boards and then hours playing on them.
Yes. No, I'm sorry. A good game is not going to take you up to, it's going to take multiple hours.
Yeah.
All in all.
I don't know. I mean, I guess because remember the master sets always came with like the campaigns you could play in the book that had like instructions for how to set up different like pre-made and pre-balanced like levels and different armies. If you played one of those probably would run you about an hour.
Maybe.
Because that was also what was cool was the way they balanced like the hero select or the character selection was that there was like a point system where you would basically agree on what your point limit would be for your army, and then each figure was worth a different number of points. And that was how you would, ideally at the end up with, figures that were, and armies that were relatively balanced. But I think inevitably there were some figures that were just better than others, objectively.
I never did get all of the booster sets, and now they're so hard to find.
Yeah. They were expensive even at the time, too. That made it really tough.
Well, I mean, they were expensive at the time because I was a child who had very little money.
Well, yeah.
You get a $15 allowance, and it's like, well, I gotta make this last. I gotta save up. Now it's like, I have a job. I could if I wanted to, I could just buy this, but now it's out of print.
Yeah. Well, next time we hang out, we should play HeroScape again, just for old time's sake. And this time use turn markers.
We used turn markers the last several times.
I don't think I ever played with you with turn markers. At least not that I remember. I specifically remember you thinking they were lame, that you liked being able to move all your characters every turn, which makes sense.
That's true.
I think maybe that's part of why I kept losing is because I would always like go for you. I think you went for more of like a swarm mindset where you took like a ton of bigger figures or a ton of smaller figures, and I tried to like.
I would usually stock up on the Morrow Drudge and Stingers to have a ton of squads with a couple of heroes to bolster them.
Yeah, exactly. And then I would try to go for some of the heroes because I liked using their abilities for like advanced strategy, if you would.
But
if you will. But
that's no good when I can shoot you 15 times.
Yeah, exactly. When you're playing without turn markers, it means that I'm getting attacked by like literally 3 times the size of my. Like your army was like 2 or 3 times the size of mine probably, and I was getting attacked by all of it per turn.
See what you're describing here is you're describing an inability to take advantage of the metagame. If we're not playing with turn markers, you should play to that.
Well, you realize we were children at the time. I don't think I was thinking quite to that strategic level. If we played again now, I absolutely would consider that, and I would just take nothing but squads.
Well, that won't work. Don't do that. That's a terrible idea.
It might. I don't know. Okay, so the way I remember
Trust me,
those,
it doesn't.
I don't know.
I've tried it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You need a few
Um,
heroes. So the way I remember
though
those, like
I will say,
squads, like so it's like
okay, even
squad. Huh?
even if even if you were using order markers, I would still just give like 3 squads, and then I'd still shoot you 9 times, and you'd probably die
Well, and that
just from
works.
sheer statistics.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I mean, I would take some squads too, but it would make it so that at most you can move 3 squads per turn, not 6. So it's like it's still, I'd still be taking less shots than normal.
Always take the Zedian guards because they have a
Oh, I
range
love
of
them.
7.
Yeah, they were cool. They were probably one of the cooler squads. They were like the 2 robots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, squad of 2, and then the Morrow figures were always fun. I think my favorite hero was Negok Saw. He was one of the Morrow general
Yeah.
characters.
He's from the first master set with his trademark mind shackle ability.
Yeah, Mind Shackle 20. That was my favorite ability. So the way that one worked, I think you had to be adjacent to an enemy figure, and then you could roll a die, a d20, and if you got a 20,
Yeah.
you got to steal that figure basically.
Yeah.
And that's just cool as heck. So it's like,
Well, you hated it whenever I did it to you.
well, because I think because you had a figure that was Mind Shackle 1920, I think is what it was called, and you could roll
Yeah,
a
it was
19
Chemo
or a
Shoot.
20, which literally is doubling your odds of it being successful. So you would use her, and then just your chances of mind shackling were way better than mine because I was trying to use Negok Saw. But when Negok Saw worked, he was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I don't have, people are 3D printing tiles now, and I might be able to finally get a significant number of lava tiles because I only ever had the 1 lava set.
Yeah, those were scarce.
Yeah, they instantly kill you. One of my favorite things is to use Jotun and to throw you into the lava, and then you just die.
Yeah.
You also hated it whenever I did that.
I actually don't remember you ever doing that. Like that's what I mean.
That was one of my main strategies sometimes. Because Jotun has the throw ability where you can just pick up a small or medium figure and move them 4 spaces away from you. So I would always just try my best to throw you into the lava so that you'd have to then roll. And if you don't roll a 20, you just instantly die.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good strategy. I see. I don't even remember who Jotun was though.
Giant with the sword on Ular's team.
Right, I remember that guy. Yeah.
What are the names of the generals?
The generals? Jeez.
Armies.
The generals, the armies. Okay, so I first gotta remember what the armies are. I know there was like the blue one, which was like there was like one that was like more human based, and that was like the blue one that had like the agents. Like that was more like military, so it had like the soldiers, like the airborne troops and the right? I don't know. There was the red one which had like all like the undead ones. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember the hero of like the human army was I can't remember his name, but he was like the military guy that had like the robot arm. What?
Sergeant Drake Alexander.
Right, Drake Alexander. Yeah, and he had like that grapple arm, right? Right. It was his real arm, but he had like a grapple attachment.
It used to be a grappling hook, but then the second version of him has the grappling arm.
Right. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, the first figure was honestly kind of lame. He was like had a gun in one hand. Oh wait, no, he had a sword in one hand, and then like a weird looking.
He had a grappling gun and a sword.
Yeah. And then, in the second one, they just simplified it down to, like, the arm. Like, he had the grapple thing on his arm and the sword. And that was, like, really cool.
So there's Jandar, Utgar, Ular, Einar, Aquila.
Are those called factions? I can't figure out. Here,
Wait, who did I miss? Jandar, Utgar, Ular. Vidar, the gray one.
Right. Jeez, yeah, I'm having a hard time remembering. I remember
why do I remember this game so clearly?
I think you played it a lot more than I did. I mean, you introduced me to it, so you played it a lot longer than I did, too. But yeah, no, it was a cool... Oh, here we go. General Aquila. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, she didn't get added until later. The second master set, boy howdy, was that a big deal when it came out.
Yeah, the second one was the coolest one by far. The third one was honestly kind of underwhelming. That was after...
No, the entire third series with the Dungeons and Dragons stuff was underwhelming in general. But I have all of it because...
It was a tiny, tiny wave, yeah.
Well, because it's like, if you don't get it, you'll never be able to get it later. I still don't have Krug. I always wanted Krug, and they wouldn't let me buy the set, and then I was never able to find it again.
Krug?
Yeah, he's the troll.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Really, honestly, that set in general was really cool because you had Krug the troll, and then you had the Mara horseman guy, and there was the werewolf guy who's in that set.
Oh
And it was like,
yeah.
I never
Yeah.
got that one. I always wanted that one. I see a
Yeah.
few people are selling it on eBay, but again, can't buy things, right? I need to avoid buying things right now, and I know if I look at it long enough, I'll eventually buy it, and that'll be bad for me.
Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, here's Nate Goxaw again. Yep, he's cool.
Yeah, he's got his sword arm
The
and
blade
his
arm. Yeah, let's look at his stats. He had
arm.
5 health, 5 move,
Yeah.
1 range, 3 attack, 6 defense.
Mm-hmm.
So he's honestly kind of
Okay,
weak.
I
One
know
of the
you
weaker
just
heroes.
said it, and it's not gonna. I actually remembered all of his stats
Of course
before
you
you
did.
said them.
Of course you did.
There's a few figures that I remember all of their stats, but you said it first, and now it's like, well, oh well.
Yep.
But I mean, he got used a lot. My dad always used him, and then I started using him.
Yep, he was my favorite hero for sure. Hey, remember when they did the Marvel Heroescape?
I never owned that set. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, that one's kind of dumb. Oh, here's the figure for Red Skull. You want to hear what he does?
He's got red dust, right?
He's got Master Manipulator and Dust of Death.
Oh yeah, that's the son. There's also Thanos.
Oh, right. Master Manipulator was oh, yeah, that's just a general skill that exists on other. I think that's the one where you can actually move a different figure after revealing your turn marker with him. But yeah, Dust of Death. Let's see. After moving him before attacking, you may either roll the D20 for each figure adjacent to the Red Skull, or roll the D20 for once for any one figure up to 3 clear sight spaces away. If you roll a 19 or higher, that figure is destroyed. Oh my god!
What? That's not that bad.
You just get roll a 19 or 20 and you just instantly kill somebody, and you
Yeah,
can
so
do
it's
it
a 1
up
in
to
10
3
chance of
times.
instantly killing.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty high chance when you're doing it that easily. I don't know, but let's see.
Hulk, there's Abomination, there's Thanos is in there.
Yeah,
he
I guess.
can come back to life if you roll a 19 or 20.
But I guess objectively, his stats aren't that much higher than Negaxaw's, and his point value is way higher. So I guess
Yeah.
you have to give up a lot to take
That's
that
where it
ability.
balances. Yeah, it balances.
Yeah,
The
there you
thing
go.
I
There's that
always
balance
wanted
there.
to do, I always wanted to make custom figures of the generals themselves.
What do you mean? Didn't they already have figures?
No, they never had figures.
The generals?
They're not actually in the game. Yeah, Utgar, Jandar, Ular, Einar.
Oh, those guys. Oh, those are people's names.
Yeah, those are the generals of each army.
Oh, right.
Somebody made a custom Utgar figure that's on eBay right now, but they only made Utgar. So like you can't get the rest of the generals. Like I would love they also made Valkyrie, but Valkyrie is the newest one. Like I would love to have like the actual generals and just have them be figures you could use. That would have been so cool.
Oh,
I always thought that would be the final set. I thought the final set of Heroescape would be a booster pack that had all of the generals, but they never did it.
Well, I mean, maybe they would have. I think they kind of got cut short, though, didn't they?
No, not really.
I don't know. I know these also.
They just stopped making it.
I know that these. What's it called? These. My God, what am I trying to say?
I don't know.
Oh, it's gone. Oh yeah, no, I know this game actually had a story. I just didn't really follow it.
Yeah, there were some well springs that gave you powers. The generals used them. Then one guy wanted to take over the world, formed an alliance with Einar and Vidar, I think, or maybe Vidar was neutral. The other guys teamed up against him. It's kind of like the Axis versus Allies situation. Thus, a great war broke out, and they summoned a bunch of people from various realities and worlds.
Right, yeah,
And
that's why you
then
ended up with so you ended up from anything from like pretty standard soldiers to like zombies and werewolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got zombies, you got Morrow, you got wolves, there's trolls, there's Kyrie, there's elves, there's a giant in there. There's whatever the hell a Dumatef guard is. There's that guy. He's in there. At least there was payoff in the Dungeon Dry. It was, it was called Molten Claw's Invasion, and in the final booster pack, you got Molten Claw. So it's like, oh, thank goodness there's payoff here. I was hoping.
Who's Molten Claw?
He's a dragon
Was he like?
character.
Was he hyped up or something?
Well, no. Well, I mean, he wasn't hyped up in marketing. It was just the thing was called Molten Claw's Revenge, and the idea is like, oh, Molten Claw, he's doing all the stuff. So it's like, well, obviously this Molten Claw guy must be cool. So it was only fitting that at the very end of the final booster set had Molten Claw himself in it.
Oh yeah, sure enough. But yeah, say the third master set was after it was like Wizards of the
It's much
Coast. I think.
smaller.
Yeah, because I think like what it's like Wizards of the Coast bought HeroScape, right? Isn't that how that worked?
Yeah.
And so that's why
Yeah.
they did like a D&D tie-in with it.
Yeah, where they used a bunch of D&D figures and made heroes. Basically, what people had been doing already, but like actually.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the third master set, I don't think it's big enough to actually play with.
At least not satisfyingly. I mean, you can
No.
play a game with it technically. It's just not very satisfying.
It would be a very small game. There's only like 10 characters.
Yeah, I remember even the box for like the third one was like half the size of the other two.
Uh-huh.
Those boxes were impressive. Like that was a cool Christmas present to open. You know, that thing was like
Yeah.
as big as I was as a kid.
No, speaking of Christmas presents, there exists footage of me. There exists footage of me, my parents' battle castle, the coolest thing ever. They had the big box. Apparently, I could be seen just kind of, gingerly opening it up. And then as soon as I realized what it is, I'm like, battle castle! And I like tear it open the rest of the way.
That's adorable. I want to see that
The
video
footage
now.
is somewhere. I don't know where. Bottom line, until they ruined it, it was Imaginext, okay? Until they ruined it with the stupid pre-built sets. It was the coolest thing. You had all these pieces and you could build your own castle, and then you had all these different guys. It was a play set, but it was an awesome play set.
Oh yeah, I see here.
Look,
yeah.
you helped me get them out of the attic at one point when I had all of you guys over. You guys helped me get it out of the attic.
Yeah, I don't remember that very
Because
well.
I was feeling wistful and sad, and you guys were like, "Well, let's get it out for your birthday." I'm like, let's do that.
For some reason, I don't remember that.
Well, it happened.
Huh? How long ago was that?
I don't know, but that was when all four of us were there. So,
Huh?
you were there, and D number 1 was there, and D number 2 was there, and that's me. So yeah, that's all four.
Yep.
You all had D names. What was up with that?
I don't know.
Does that matter?
I don't think it matters.
Do we need to blur that one out?
Probably not. I think it's fine.
Well, at the whatever. Bottom line, for the longest time, I had several different friends. All of them had a name that started with D. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Some of their moms even had the same name.
Yeah,
Same
that's
spelling.
actually true.
Strange times.
Wait, what did you say?
Strange times.
No, before that.
Yeah, their moms had the same names.
Huh?
It was weird. It was like, how does this keep happening? Wait, how do I... Battle Castle... Imagine... Oh, right, it's Imaginext.
Yeah, I've never.
Gosh,
actually...
it was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, this looks cool. I would have played with that.
You
as
had
a
all
kid
these
for sure.
interlocking pieces that you could stack up and rearrange into anything you want, into any castle you wanted. And there was like a dragon one, and there was like an evil wizard one, and then there was like a dragon dude. There was like these pirate skeletons, a bone shark, a big pirate ship, and like beach pieces. But then, like, it was so awesome. It was so awesome. But then they ruined it years later. They had these stupid pre-built sets, and it's like, oh, it's Imaginext because you can imagine whatever you want. Well, here we're gonna make the figures bigger, so they're like the freaking play school guys, but actiony, and they're just gonna be pre-solid sets that you can't do anything with. And it's like, what in the hell is the point of that? The whole thing was that there was an awesome castle, and you can mix eras and mix all this cool stuff together, and you're just gonna take that all away. You idiots! It was so stupid. But I still have all of my Battle Castle. It's great. It's in the attic now, but you know.
I was getting the national anthem ready in case that went any longer.
Is that just the new thing?
I don't know. We'll find other ones for sure.
I could have made it go longer, but honestly, it's like, I've said what I need to.
Yeah, see, I never played with Imaginext, but I mean, this looks cool. I feel like I missed out by not playing with
So
Imaginext
cool.
now.
It's so cool. I had like a wizard tower with a light up cauldron, and I had the one giant guy who's got the tree and the cage with the skull dungeon, and then I had like the dragon castle with the spinning lava tile, and I had the beach that came with the skeleton chieftain, and then the pirates. The shark was so cool. I love the shark.
Yeah,
And
I
the
guess.
catapults and the golden griffin guy.
Yeah, I think the real takeaway here is toys were a lot cooler when we were kids.
Yeah, well, yeah. I imagine there was a sweet spot at some point. They reached that era where the toys stopped being lethal, but they were still cool.
Yeah, I feel like we were born pretty close to that sweet spot. Because, yeah, I know there was a time when the border between weapon and toy was not very... there wasn't much along. Lawn darts.
Molten lead casting.
Or there was like one that was like a science set that came with a chunk of actual uranium, I think, or something. Yeah,
Yes.
came with a chunk of uranium that was actually radioactive.
Oh yeah, I had this set. You had the Black King, and then you had the giant with the dragon. You had the Goblin Man. I had 2 of the skulls. Oh, you had the volcano. I forgot about the volcano. You'd push down the lava and you'd push on the skull and you put all these little lava tiles in it, and then it would eventually pop out and shoot a bunch of lava everywhere. Oh,
That's pretty cool.
the tree cage with the drainage vents, and you could build a couple of other things. I had the bone gate, the skeleton castle. How many of these sets did they make? That's what I got to figure out.
So I'm trying to think I'm trying to remember more toys. Oh wait, here I made a list on my phone of toys to talk about. Let me see. Eggs,
carrot,
mozzarella, pepperoni. Oh wait,
what?
That's my shopping list.
Did you seriously just do that joke?
Yes, I did actually, because I actually did have that as a notepad in my phone. It's my shopping list. I made pizza the other night. Oh, here we go.
I want you to die.
You want me?
Now.
Wow, that's harsh. Bakugan.
Right now.
How about Bakugan? Do you remember Bakugan?
Bakugan?
Yeah, you remember Bakugan?
Bakugan.
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 It's Bakugan, you pleb.
I know it is. I just couldn't be bothered. But yeah. So you do remember it? Did you have any of them?
I mean, I had a few because everyone had a few, but I never actually did anything with it.
I've still got a box of them in my closet, actually.
I've seen that box.
Yeah. So the thing is, as a game, it was very, very bad. It was cool as like a little novelty. It was kind of fun.
I don't know.
It was fun to play, but like as an actual game,
I gotta find out how many of these.
Awful.
Oh, DC Super Friends. No, screw that. Let's see. Medieval City. I gotta find out. I gotta find out how many of these there were.
All right, well, I'll just keep talking.
So there was the medieval line, then there was the pirate line, then there was the dinosaur. I forgot about the dinosaurs.
All right, well, I'll just keep going about Bakugan.
Oh yeah, 2006 was when they started sucking. Pirate ship, wait. Oh yeah, the fully assembled ones, and then they're like, Superman, Batman, and it's like, oh, these are stupid. I've got to know. Wait, what? From 2011 to 2012, a series of 7 episodes were released direct to video. New web series was released that only had 4 episodes. There was an animated series of this?
Well, I guess you know what you're watching next.
Probably not. I'm watching Oban Star Racers right now. There's only 4 episodes left.
Huh.
Then I'll probably watch. I don't know. What did I have next on the list?
I don't know.
How to Train Your Dragon? Maybe I'll watch that next.
Cool. So yeah, do you want to talk about Bakugan?
I don't have much to add on Bakugan.
Well, I'll talk about it. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It's like those little like marble looking guys that you roll them when they land on a magnetic card, or if the magnet lines up with the magnet card. See, that's what was annoying. It's like in concept the toy was super cool, the show was fun, but in practice it really didn't work, because the idea was you're supposed to throw your Bakugan onto the field, and then when they landed on a card they were supposed to pop open. But it only worked if you rolled it very perfect. Like you had to roll it perfectly so the magnet perfectly lined up with the card, and it wasn't going too fast or else the magnet wouldn't catch. And then sometimes they got stuck and just didn't pop open anyways. But I mean, when it worked, it was fun. But yeah, then the whole game came down to just, you play a card onto the field, and then each card gave different points to different types, because there were 6 different colors of monsters. Each one, then your monster would have a little point value on him, and then you add his point value to the value on the card, and then that's his power, and whoever has the highest power wins. and you had like a couple of like ability cards you could play to mix things up. So it was a pretty simple game, really easy to play, but like I said, in practice it really didn't work that well. Yeah, you only sometimes got him to land on the card you wanted if you got him to land on a card at all. And that's one of those ones that's more recently had a reboot now, where like it sounds like they've really revamped the whole game side of it. They've made it so now the cards are separate. You have like a deck of cards, but then you have these little tiles that you lay on the field, and that's like what you throw your Bakugan at. And then I don't know, looks pretty cool. I haven't tried it, but looks pretty fun.
Why is it so hard to find information on this
Are you still on Battle Planet?
castle? And yes,
All right,
I'm trying to figure out how many of these there were.
All right, well, we're over the hour mark, so maybe we should start wrapping up.
Why? Wait, for the second half?
We're over to that. Okay, we're at the 36-minute mark for the second half, so we're like
we're fine.
over an hour.
We're fine.
Well, I don't know. I'm running out of things to talk about unless you're gonna start contributing. Let's go at the rest of my list. Let's see. I had Heroescape, Legos. We already talked about Legos. Bionicles. I feel like that needs an episode of its own.
Oh, good. Are you gonna explain to me Bionicle lore?
Oh yeah, someday. It'll be more fun than Kingdom Hearts. The Bionicle lore is not nearly as convoluted.
You haven't even finished explaining Kingdom Hearts lore.
And I don't know if we ever will.
We still have 2 hours to go on that.
I don't know if we ever will get to that, honestly. I'm totally cool if we just don't.
We have to. It's a loose end.
All right, well, here, I'll just pull up my notes and we'll do it right now.
No! No!
All right.
Not right now.
Okay, how about Pokemon cards?
I have one.
Yeah, I know it's a Staryu.
It's a Staryu.
Yeah, no, I had quite a few of them. I don't.
Hold on, let me
never
go
actually-
get my secret box. I might have gotten a Star Me at some point.
I don't know.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, I had a bunch of cards. I don't think I ever actually played the game. I mean, I think I tried to play it a couple of times, but I don't know if I actually knew how to play it right. Then again, I don't know many people that actually did know how to play the game. I think everyone just collected the cards because they were cool. I also had Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They were kind of fun. Once again, didn't really play it though. Didn't have anyone to play it with. That's kind of the sad reality of a lot of my childhood is I was into a lot of these games, but just didn't have anyone to play with. My brother was always into video games, so he wouldn't play games like Yu-Gi-Oh with me.
I have a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Never played it. I just liked collecting them.
Yeah, we tried to play once, actually. It didn't go well at all.
Well, neither of us knew how to play.
Well, I knew how to play. You just didn't believe me.
I didn't believe you.
So, okay, this is how I remember it going. We each, built our own deck. We had our own cards. We started playing, and then, I explained that the way the game works is, if one of your monsters gets killed, he goes to the graveyard. That's like a mechanic, so it's like a separate stack. And you told me, no, in card games, usually when someone gets destroyed, they just go back to the bottom of your deck. And I was like, well, no, that's not how it works. There's this thing called a graveyard. There are cards that specifically reference the graveyard. And then there's cards that can let you play things out of your graveyard. It's this whole deal. And then you kept trying to slip cards that I destroyed back to the bottom of your deck anyways.
That wasn't the main argument I remember.
Oh, what was the main argument you remember?
Where it was where you had the fusion monsters, where you had to have 2 of the cards, and it's well, I don't have those cards, so let's just use the fusion characters as characters. And you're like, no, you can't do that because they're too powerful. That's why they're fusions. It's but we don't have them, so we might as well just use them for cards.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still stand by my argument there because fusion monsters are the whole idea was they were super powerful, so it was only fair, they were only really balanced to use if you had to put in the work to play them by combining the cards. So it's your argument is that we're both allowed to do it. It's yeah, that's true, but it still kind of breaks the way the game's supposed to work because it's if a fusion monster comes up in your deck and you play it, you're at a huge advantage over me. It's whoever, basically it was going to be whoever got the fusion monster first was just going to be stomping the other person because they wouldn't have to put in any of the actual work to play the fusion monster. I don't know.
Let's see if I can. My Pokemon card should be in here somewhere. Ah, there it is.
Yeah. I think I actually sold all my Pokemon cards to your dad so he could give them to your brother as a birthday present.
Probably.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, here it is. My Staryu. My over 20-year-old Staryu card. And at some point added in later, my Starmie.
Oh, I did actually have one card though that so yeah, I think that's what it was. Is I was going through my I
Dario's
was
only power is slap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, no, I remember I was trying to sell stuff to save up for a gaming computer. So I was selling some of my old Pokemon cards, and I found one that was actually worth quite a bit. It was some kind of special Mewtwo card that had a little star on it, and it had sold for like up to $80 before.
Wow.
I think I got like 50 for it, which I mean that's
Yeah,
still
for one card.
yeah, for one card, that's pretty cool. So that was pretty fun. I sold that, and then like I wasn't really having much luck selling the rest of them. So your dad just bought them from me in bulk. So worked out pretty
Remember
well.
Duel Masters?
What was it?
Remember Duel Masters?
Kind of. Fun thing about so Duel Masters actually like the card game is based on I want to say a manga or an anime or something or probably both. But what's funny is apparently in the original manga, the Duel Masters manga was a way to sell the Magic the Gathering card game in Japan. So the characters in the manga originally were just playing Magic the Gathering, but then eventually they decided to I don't know, it might have been when they brought it to America, they decided to like create a separate game that
I
they were
don't know.
playing, and that's where Duel Masters the card game came
The
in.
line between manga and anime in Japan is strange. They're almost the same thing. It seems
What do you mean? Isn't manga is the
they get
comic book?
treated like it's the same thing.
What do you mean?
Like they're like the manga's for the anime, and it's like if you watch the anime, skip the filler episodes because they don't matter. You only want to watch the ones that deal with the manga. I don't understand anime culture. Okay, I've seen some. I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're even talking
I don't.
about. Manga is the
I don't know.
comic book, and then anime is the cartoon. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
but they're such close adaptations. I've seen the first season of Attack on Titan, which also means that I've read the first 8 volumes of the manga. Because
What?
apparently they're that close of an adaptation.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like it's to the point where it's like if you read or watch one, you don't need to read or watch the other.
Huh.
But only on some of them. It's weird. I don't get it.
That's interesting.
I can hmm.
Well, that's all I got to say about that. You got anything else?
Yes.
What you got?
Wait, hold on. All right, stall them one last time.
I also had Power Rangers toys. Those were kind of fun. I had the Megazord. That was one of like the first Christmas presents I remember. Came down the stairs and there was I think it was the Samurai Megazord from the Power Rangers, like from the Power Rangers Ninja Storm series. So I guess it was not a samurai. It was like a ninja Megazord. It was pretty cool though. Came with like a big sword and I think some kind of gun. It's pretty fun. I had the red Power Ranger action figure. I think I had a blue one too. I think the red one came with a motorcycle and the blue one came with like a four-wheeler. Yeah, they were fun. They were cool. Yeah, the Power Rangers TV show. That's interesting. I didn't watch it a lot as a kid. It was never on TV when I was watching. So I saw very few episodes of the actual show. Yeah. I don't know how much longer I'm supposed to stall him for, but I'm running out of things to talk about. Transformers was another toy. I had a few of those. Those were kind of fun. I had
The hot rod one.
you had the hot rod one.
Yeah, but it was like one of the cheaper ones, so it didn't look the same as the other ones.
Yeah, see, I had a few. I had like a
It might have been
Bumblebee one.
Rodimus Prime at that point. I'm not up to date on Transformers lore. Haven't seen it all yet.
Same.
Still have to get Beast Wars on DVD.
That cartoon was weird.
Yeah, but apparently it's the absolute best Transformers cartoon of all time, according to literally everyone on the internet.
You just have to get past how creepy they look.
They don't look creepy. It's just it's CGI from the 90s.
Yeah, so it looks a little shoddy.
It's very dated.
The transforming animations in that show were weird.
Well, I don't know. Because whatever.
Yeah.
Eh.
I read a Beast Wars comic one time as a kid. That's about the only
I'm
exposure
not
I've had.
even. I'm not even gonna worry about the Transformers comics. I'm just sticking to the shows.
I think I actually gave you the Beast Wars comic that I had, so you could probably go read it if you wanted to.
It might be in one of my boxes over here.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah.
Well, I thought I'd find something more interesting over there, but
Cue the outro.
I don't know. I need Beast Machines on DVD too.
I don't know that one. All right.
It's the sequel to Beast Wars, but apparently it sucks. But I've read what it is, and it's like this sounds great.
I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't very well executed.
I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna cue the outro music now.
Oh wait! Before you cue it.
What?
Before you cue it, I've noticed on the last several episodes that the outro music is so loud that it drowns out our talking at the end. So we might want to try making it a little bit quieter.
Well, that's part of the fun.
Is it intentional now?
I mean, it kind of was, but I'll turn it down a bit. All right.
Yeah.
There. It's at like slightly lower now.
Oh, it's going.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Wait, no, not welcome. This is the ending.
Welcome to the ending.
Welcome to the end. Yeah. Email in the description, realplaceholderpodcast@gmail.com. Send us fan mail.
Yeah, we don't have any yet. We only still have 6 subscribers.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell people that.
Now I've dated this episode. Hey, you remember those books where it was like the anatomy of a shark or a T-Rex, and like you unopen it and it folds, it shows all the systems?
Yeah, it's like every page you turn would like
Get
remove
the
more
nervous
layers.
system and the skin and the muscle.
Yeah.
Muscular, just those are cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anyways, whatever. The podcast is over now. Hey guys, everybody, it's over.